Will you marry me? Is that yes or no? Well, now what? Hello, people. Welcome to Coffee Talk with Father Brad, where we drink coffee and talk about Jesus. Today we're talking about marriage preparation. You know, a lot of people, when they get engaged, it's an exciting time, it's a hectic time. You got to think about a lot of stuff, right? Wedding dresses, music, DJs, band, mason jars, lighting, and sometimes the marriage preparation can fall into the background, or we just don't know what to do. So I want to get out ahead of that and tell you, as Catholics, this is what you should look forward to, and this is the steps in marriage preparation. Even if you're not engaged, even if you're just dating, or you're in high school but you think you're called to marriage one day, many years from now, this is what you should expect. Number one, at least 6 months of preparation time. Now, it might sound like a long time, but your life is a long time. And this isn't wedding preparation, this is marriage preparation, right? A wedding is one day, marriage is a lifetime. And you spend so much of your life like studying and going to school and spending years and years for a career, but a marriage, a vocation, this other person you desire to give your whole life to and to get to heaven, 6 months is nothing. Number two, meet with your priest, your parish priest. Give him a call. If you don't have a parish priest, look it up on the internet. Find a parish priest. Find the church near you. Even if you have been away from the church for a long time, it's okay. Like, we want you to come back. Don't feel like just because you've been distant from the church, or you're church hopping, or you've been going to this mass and that mass and that mass, reach out to a priest. Send an email to a parish, and he will guide you through the steps. Number three, prenuptial inquiry. This is when the priest sits down with the couple and he asks them simple questions: their name, email address, numbers, their history, where they were baptized. And this is for record purposes. You know, the church is really good about keeping records. Historians use the church's records all the time to see where people were, what they were doing at different parts in history. And one of the coolest things that people don't know is that every sacrament you receive, the church that you received it sends record of that sacrament back to where you were baptized. So it's almost a spiritual family tree that every time you received a special grace and a sacrament, the church that you were baptized in keeps record. And so your whole spiritual life is laid out before you at the end of your life at that church in which you received life in baptism. Number four, marriage preparation inventory. Now, this is the focus test, or the prepare and enrich questionnaire. And really, it's not a test at all. It's a list of a lot of questions or statements that you respond to individually. And it's not judging whether you said the right answer or didn't say the right answer. It's showing you, as a husband and a wife, whether y'all agree with the statements. It's really a conversation starter. And if you're kind of like an engineer type and like graphs and data and stuff like that, it comes back to you with all these graphs, all this data, all this information, so you can use it to have conversations, to know where y'all agree on, where y'all disagree, where y'all have talked about things, and where you haven't talked about things. It's literally just a conversation starter, not a test. So do not freak out if you don't like tests. It's not a test. Number five, a marriage preparation program. And this could be as simple as a one-day seminar where you're meeting with a bunch of different couples who are engaged and a married couple. Or it could be a 2-day retreat called Engaged Encounter, in which you have time to pray together, hang out, to talk. And it's also led by a priest and a married couple. Or it could be as extensive as 6 meetings or so with an already married couple. So it's like one-on-one, couple to couple. All these are great options, and they just provide the opportunity for you and focus not just on the details of the day, right? The wedding dress, the cake and all that, but the details of your life. All the really serious stuff that needs to be talked about so y'all can have the best chance of success. Why don't people get married in the church? I hear a lot. of reasons. Number one, sometimes people tell me they don't want a big, huge wedding, and they see a big wedding synonymous with a church wedding. I'm here to tell you as a priest that a church wedding, doing this in the Catholic Church, does not mean it has to be huge, does not mean it has to be expensive, does not mean it has to be any certain way other than before God and before witnesses. Number two, some people are afraid of pricing, or they're upset about pricing, like it costs money to get married in the church. I'd say this: a lot of things cost money. The reception venue, music, cakes, wedding dresses, mason jars. With the church, the money that goes to the church pays for lighting, air conditioning, the wedding coordinator, things like that. And if you have trouble paying for that, go to your church, go to your priest, tell them that, and they will work it out from there. Another reason people say that they don't get married in the church is that they've been hurt by the church. I completely understand. Sometimes people are jerks. Priests can be jerks, lay people can be jerks, family members. I'm sorry. I apologize if you've been hurt by the church, but I also want to reach out and say, can you please give us a second chance? We don't want you to be forced out of the family of the church because of a few broken individuals. Come back, reconcile. I apologize if you've been hurt, but we have a solution, we have an answer, and you are appreciated, you are desired, and we want you to be a part of the family. And finally, why should you be married in the church? What are you saying when you get married? Seeing this person in front of you, you're saying, I love you, I desire to give my whole life to you. I vow everything I am to you, and if you're Christian, before God. What better place to make that vow than before the altar of God, on which He Himself gives Himself to the bride, the church. He lays down His whole life in the Mass, which represents Calvary on the altar. So what better place than before the witness of the church, before your families, before the priests of the church, to make that vow than in the church?